for any sporting event, Allie was the first one picked. And according to Jenny, choosing Allie was never a macho concession, but because she gave you the best chance of winning. When Allie was 12, the city of Cincinnati had a free throw competition. A few hundred boys and one other girl showed up. The gym had 6 baskets. The competitors went through 4 rotations, taking 24 shots. After the first round, 6 shooters had made 22 of 24. 5 boys and Allie. So much for women's living. Most of the boys were a year older. In the second round, Allie made 20 of 24 shots and ended up in 3rd place. Let's see that for Allie. Allie's athletic prowess can be noted in her success when competing against men, either in a free throw contest or especially in handball, softball, and basketball. Now, wasn't there a tournament in Daytona that you and Vern beat Lenny and
Lenny and Gino?
Gino. You lost to a girl.
When I get up, I'll explain.
Now, until Jenny came along, Allie was the baby, and she knew how to fend off her older brothers. Vern states, if we came near her, she would warn us, and then if we touched her, she would yell to Mom that he hit me as hard as he could. She faked some tears, and the assailant would get a solid spanking.
Survival.
Besides Vern, there was no smoother swing you could witness. Many men have been more of a savvy shots and determination. No one wants to lose to a woman, but there have been many. Raise your hand if you lost to Allie. Lenny.
Where's
She never beat me.
Allie is known as a wonderful daughter, mom, grandma, sister, and Bubby.
That's right.
Who called you Bubby?
Jenny, for buddies, buddies.
As well as being a great athlete, Allison is also very intelligent. She has a doctorate in economics, teaches on the college level, and next year she's going to help Lenny with the accounting of this tournament. Graham would have been here, however, he had to stay in Tucson, from what I understand, to prepare for the board of directors meeting. Here are Allie's various titles. Sit tight. She played in her first tournament at age 11, won her first national title at 16, won a total of 25 national titles between 1980 and 2005. She won the 4 World Junior Singles, 3 Collegiate Singles, 4 4-wall doubles, 7 3-wall singles, and 7 3-wall doubles. I'm not done. She appeared in Sports Illustrated, and if I recall, Eric, where's Eric? Right here. Eric also was in Sports Illustrated and Faces in the Crowd, 1983. And what year were you?
I did for that time, and thank you, Bill Kennedy, for that.
Okay. And also, she received the Women's Sports Foundation Amateur Athlete of the Year in 1984. Eric did not get that. She won 4 World Championships and slam in the 35 singles and doubles champ in 2000 and 2009. That's quite a spread, 9 years. Jenny, come on. Jenny and Allie, come on up.
Stay here.
It is my honor to induct Allison Roberts, the Dick Hershkowitz Legend of Handball Hall of Fame Award. How about a nice round?
Everybody else opened their big mouth. I'm a college professor, so I like to have an audience. Gosh, the reason I was in Faces in the Crowd in Sports Illustrated was because in 1983, my brother Chris, as a senior in college, won the National Collegiate Championship in singles, and as a sophomore, I won the women's singles. And so that was pretty cool that the two of us did that and won the men's and the women's singles championship and brother and sister. I owe everything to my dad. God bless you, Dad. A little kid growing up, I was the 7th of the 8 in my family. And I came right after the 4 boys, so I am a survivor. My parents did not finish the 10th grade. So you can imagine what a struggle it was financially to raise 8 children through the 60s and 70s and 80s. And 7 of the 8 of us went to college, and 4 of us have graduate degrees. Probably the main reason why we are all as successful as we are in what we do in our lives outside of handball is because of him. The number of doors that it opened for each of us are tremendous. My brother Jack, there's no way in the world he would have gone to Harvard Law School if it hadn't been for handball. And it's just because, and kind of ironically, we had this old station wagon, an old Ford LTD station wagon that had the little seats in the back that actually could fit our whole family. And I'll never forget, I was probably, I guess, 8 or 9 years old, and we were pulling into Miami, driving all the way from Cincinnati, so we had to be pretty crusty. My dad did not stop. And I'll never forget, Mike Dow was walking with his handball bag, and you can always tell a handball player because there were red handball bags hanging off the side of their handball bag on the outside to dry. And Mike Dow was walking along, and my dad just yelled out the window, "You must be going to the handball tournament." The national juniors were in Miami that year. And so my dad told him where to go because he questioned, and when we parked, he actually came up to the car and introduced himself to my father. And for those of you that don't know, 5 Robertses are graduates of Lake Forest College, where Mike Dow is the handball coach, still to this day in the 70s. He took an interest in us that day, despite how poor we all looked. He got to meet all of us coming out of the car, and he made a commitment to come and watch my brothers play handball. And the first time he saw Vern at the time was 17. He saw Vern play handball, and the next thing I knew, he was having him come to Lake Forest to visit the college and talk to him about getting a college education. What a tremendous thing. Jack followed 3 years later, then Chris 4 years after that, and then myself 2 years after that, and then 4 years after me. So that was one of Mike Dow's great accomplishments in his mind, was to get all 5 of us to go there. We all played handball for him, and we all owe a lot because we all got a great education there. And I, of course, got to go on to graduate school and get my master's and PhD in economics. I am now a college professor. I love my job. I love my life. I love my daughter and my grandson. And I love handball because you guys are my extended family. And even though I live in Florida without any other of my brothers and sisters, I consider all of you my extended family. So I appreciate all of you. Certainly appreciate the support. I'm very honored to be on that wall with such amazing players. And I guess I'm done because Lenny's standing up. I'm probably afraid that I'm giving you the details of the match when I read them. All I want to say...
Hold on. Let me tell you. Red Ormond Beach, playing 3-1. And that poor Gino's got to play 4 matches.
Excuses.
Roberts comes on with no matches at all. I said, Gino, we're in trouble. What happened? We lost.
I want you to know that when I walked in, I had never met Gino before. Where is he? He's hiding. He's hiding. Gino came up to me, and I had never met him before, and he said, "I just want you to know I've never lost to a girl before."